Welcome, my name is Robbie Robertson, owner of Carolina Living Real Estate and Property Management. We manage homes throughout the Charlotte area and points north to Lake Norman, points south to Lake Wiley and Ballantyne, and all the surrounding areas of Charlotte. The topic I'd like to discuss with you today is one that gets asked pretty often by owners, and that is, what is the eviction process and how long does it take? Fortunately, at Carolina Living, in the 12 years we've been in business, we've only had to go through the eviction process 3 times, which is a very good record. But we do keep up with the laws, and we do know what is required to get this done. One of the things you have to do, one of the first steps, is go through the Serviceman's Relief Act. You have to verify whether or not your tenant is a veteran. The courts require this. You also have to send the tenant a 10-day letter. Now, what I'm talking about now is eviction for non-payment of rent. That is the most common eviction that is filed. So once they've reached the 6th day, because they have the first 5 days to pay the rent, on the 6th day they get a letter that gives them 10 days to pay the rent. Once that period is up, it is required that you go to the courthouse and you file for the writ of possession. You can also ask for rent that is owed, but that's what the process is. At that point, you're at the mercy of the courts and you wait until the court date. Usually that happens within 5 to 7 days. You'll get something in the mail with a court date that is usually pretty quick. Once you go to court, then the magistrate hears both sides, provided everybody shows up, and makes a determination not only on money, but also with whether or not possession is offered. Sometimes they'll offer the tenant an opportunity to pay and get caught up. Most times they award the possession if in fact you have proof that the tenant has not been paying their rent or is late with the rent. Once that happens, they have 10 days to appeal. The appeal process ends, and the next step is for the landlord to go and hire the sheriff to actually lock them out. Once you have locked them out, if that sheriff shows up and you do that, you need to show up when the sheriff gives you that date. They don't give you a lot of choices, and they say, here's the date and here's the time we will be there. And you need to show up with a locksmith, because at that point in time, the sheriff is going to make sure everybody's out and you can change the locks. Now, there's other rules involved if they leave some of their furniture or belongings, which it takes too long to discuss at this point. But overall, the process is going to take you about 30 to 45 days to get them out of there. It's not as long as people fear, but it's also not the greatest situation of all. But if you do things correctly and you walk into the court with all your documentation and all your proof, it's a very simple process to get them out. My name is Robbie Robertson, owner of Carolina Living Real Estate and Property Management, and if we can help you in any way, please feel free to give us a call. Thank you.